Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lecture, we are going to talk about ovaries. In the previous lecture, we have learned about uterus and the uterine tubes, but in this lecture, we are particularly going to talk about ovaries. So, first of all, we will talk about what are the ovaries. So, the ovaries are the arm-shaped reproductive glands that are located close to the lateral pelvic walls on each side of the uterus, and the ovaries produce oocytes and estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterones are actually the hormones, and these two hormones play a very important role in the sex developmental process, or in the sex characteristics, the sexual characteristics of a body. And the ovaries are actually very important because they have ability to secrete what we call as oocytes. So the ovaries are almond-shaped reproductive glands. Glands are such things that have ability to secrete something, and secretions are the product that are actually useful to our body. So the ovaries are almond-shaped reproductive glands that are located close to the lateral pelvic walls on each side of the uterus. The ovaries produce oocytes, which are actually the germ cells, or these are actually the egg cells, which combine with the sperm cells to produce what we call as the fertilized ovum, or we may call it as zygote, although zygote is an older terminology as compared to the fertilized ovum. And ovaries also have ability to secrete the estrogen and progesterone hormones, and these hormones are actually responsible for the development of the secondary sexual characteristics and regulation of the pregnancy. And next, we are going to start about the female reproductive cycles. And commencing at puberty, for example, when a female reaches the age of about 10 to 13 years, so the female undergo the reproductive cycles, which are also known as sexual cycles, which involves activities of the hypothalamus of the brain. Hypothalamus is a very important part of our brain, and basically there are certain hormonal changes at the age of puberty in a female body, through which the hypothalamus of the brain acts on the pituitary gland, the ovaries, the uterus, the uterine tubes, the vagina, and the mammary glands. And these monthly cycles prepare the reproductive system for pregnancy. So let's talk about it, how the actual mechanism is. So a gonadotrophin releasing hormone is synthesized by neurosecretory cells, which are actually present in the hypothalamus or brain. This hormone is carried by a capillary network that is known as the portal hypophyseal circulation, the hypophyseal portal system. So you can say that hypoportal, portal hypophyseal circulation is also called as hypophyseal portal system. So this is actually a capillary network, and this is a pathway through which the gonadotrophin releasing hormone can pass towards the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. And this hormone stimulates the release of the two hormones which are actually produced by these glands that acts on the on the ovaries, like the follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone. So first of all, we will talk about the follicle stimulating hormones. Basically, follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the development of ovarian follicles. Uh, because first of all, we will talk about the topic realization, that is actually follicle stimulating, right? So follicle term is used for the ovarian follicles, and the stimulating means that this hormone is going to stimulate the ovarian follicles to produce hormone, and this hormone is actually estrogen. So the follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the development of the ovarian follicles and the production of the estrogen by the follicular cells. The second one is the luteinizing hormone that actually serves as a trigger for ovulation, the release of a secondary oocyte, and stimulates the follicular cells and corpus luteum to secrete progesterone hormone. And this hormone also induces growth for the ovarian follicles and the endometrium. So follicle stimulating hormone and the luteinizing hormone, these two hormones also induce growth of the ovarian follicles and the endometrium. Endometrium is actually a layer of the uterus that actually contains the smooth muscle cells. So that was actually all about the female reproductive cycles, and these cycles basically happen when the woman reaches the age of puberty.